And we're live. And we're live for another episode of Slaaap Haaapy. That's right, people. We're here. We are here. Not anywhere else. Not any time else. We're here. We're here and we're doing it. Anyway, this is another podcast that I'm kind of recycling. It's an episode that I did recently with my brother Luke, rūku, as some of you know him as, Whittle Wookie, as some other of you know him as, and Guruku as also known. This is a chat that we done on a podcast of ours called LOOTRS OT. And the podcast is basically about our journey of starting a business earlier this year. And really what it evolved into is basically just us kind of sitting down and checking in with each other and just, you know, trying to talk about different things that we're interested in. It was just, they ended up just becoming conversations really between me and Luke. Just the stuff that we talk about almost every day by ourselves. So that's, you know, the reason that I'm sharing this one is it's a last episode that we did in the space that we were renting. We had to shut the doors and the business really never went anywhere. It was, in its own right, a bit of a disaster in terms of like the energy and the money and the effort that went into it, in terms of, you know, how little I got out of it in and of itself. However, put into context of like learning and there's a whole bunch of lessons in there that I'm very grateful for. So, you know, in isolation, bit of a shitstorm, but I think given the context of the rest of my life, I think probably a lot to be gleaned from that experience, which I hope to put into practice in the coming years. So this episode in particular was special because it was shot in the office that we were renting on the very last day. So we were cleaning the place out, we were emptying it out, and then we just decided to sit down, have a beer, shoot one more podcast in there before kind of, saying goodbye. But it's only goodbye for now. It's not farewell forever because we will return with the podcast in a different setting at a different point in time, because basically it was just me and him chatting and, you know, I just enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. So we will get back to it in some form or another. But for now, this is the podcast. It's called LOOTRS OT. It's just me and my brother Luke chatting about ourselves and our lives. And in this one, I don't even know what we covered. We covered a lot of shit, but we just kind of went in on some stuff, went deep on some stuff. It's just tangent until we hit something and then go for it. I hope you like it. If you like it, I'll link it below as to where you can find more of it. Go check them out. They're obviously like, you know, some of them are time specific in terms of like, you know, some of the stuff we were talking about. This one is, I'm putting it out like well after the fact. So obviously we're talking about some of our footy predictions for the grand final. But I think it's still relevant to, you know, I didn't want to just like not put it out because I kind of missed that moment in time, but I think it's still like some of the chats are great. So, and that's what you'll find with all the LOOTRS OT stuff, where some of it's time specific. We talk about sport and, you know, our love for it and our predictions and stuff like that. But there's a lot of it that we are talking about, like our feelings and, you know, just going deep on mental health and musicianship and business and entrepreneurship and all that stuff. So, hope you like it. This is LOOTRS OT, a chat with Sav and rūku. And I'll catch you later. Bye. And we're live.
Wait up, no. I'll fix me dig up. And now we're live.
And we're here for the final episode in the LOOTRS media office for LOOTRS OT. Luke, cheers.
LOOTRS OT.
LOOTRS OT. Cheers to LOOTRS OT.
Gang.
So I think that this is clearly the last LOOTRS OT in this office.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be the last LOOTRS OT ever.
No way. It's just too fun doing podcasts.
It really is. And I've actually been getting into social media examiner, social media marketing examiner. You know the podcast with the like light, the jungle theme music at the beginning. I'm pretty sure you showed him to me. Steltzner?
Not ringing any bells.
Nah? Oh, man. He's such a good podcaster. Exceptional podcaster. And yeah, that's right. Exceptional podcaster, like really good host. Gets really good guests, asks really good questions. The one I was listening to today was on reels and stories, the 1-2 punch to kind of like, build a business on Instagram. And man, he just gets great guests, asks really good questions. But yeah, just listening to him and how he conducts his business, how he runs his podcast, just a really tight ship. It's just really excited me about I've always known the potential of podcasts, I guess, and I do enjoy it. But just like listening to him do it, and also the fact that I've been on 2 podcasts recently. Talk your shit, Luke.
No, I got nothing to say. Absolutely.
Because I got excited?
No, I literally have nothing to say.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
I swear to God.
Like you've had nothing to say all day, but have somehow had heaps of shit to say.
No, I just look at you and you assume I'm saying something and you fill in.
Yeah, because in your head, you are.
Anybody who's watching this or listening to it, the reason I'm annoyed right now is because all 4 of me and my 3 brothers, Matthew included, all of us growing up, for whatever reason, when someone just starts talking, especially when it gets serious, like we just start laughing. And it would just come
You're the worst at it. Oh no, David's the worst at it.
It would just
David's
come randomly at no time, and I just can't help it. Like I honestly,
yeah,
I don't know what it is. I'm watching you talk, and I'm just like listening.
I mean, a big smile just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I had like one thought.
That's a fuckwit.
No, I just thought, I honestly just thought, like, what am I going to say next? I was just thinking, like, all right, I'm going to have to say something in a second. I'm just listening. And then just the fact that I was thinking.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And then I just caught myself. Yeah. That's honestly as deep as it goes.
All right, well, I'm going to continue talking then.
Yeah, go for it.
And yeah, the fact that I've been on 2 podcasts recently.
Go for it.
Yeah, the fact that I've been on 2 podcasts recently.
They're good.
One has actually done really well. So I went on this one called Chatting with Degens, and it's like there's a famous, like the most famous Australian trading podcast is called Chatting with Traders, and this guy named Aaron Fifield runs it. He's an amazing podcast host. He's done over like 200 episodes or something. I think he's up to like 220 episodes. Been doing it for like 3 years. He's a goat as far as like trading content in this country goes. And these guys started their own podcast called Chatting with Degens, and I went on their one, and they just asked me like, what's the most degenerate trading thing you've ever done, and like they're just
tell them about that time you
did that thing. Yeah. Of course I did.
Shit.
Yeah, they're just like some young dudes from Brisbane, and they're obviously traders, and they're just kind of getting their feet wet and just enjoying like living that life and talking about it and stuff like that. And, it was fun, but it wasn't like a real deep interview. Like we didn't really uncover anything like real deep and meaty. It was just fun. We laughed a bit. We talked a bit of shit and, talked about some degenerate shit and had a bit of a chuckle. But this other podcast that I went on called Trawling for 10 Baggers, which is essentially these 2 kind of older guys like my age or a bit older. They interview people talking about different concepts in the markets, and one of them, obviously the main thing is they're trying to uncover the next 10 bagger, and that's like a stock that goes up 10 times, or you make 10 times your money on it. And the angle that they took with me, even though I know nothing about that world, was the mental health aspect. Around trading and how some of my day trading mental health kind of like, I don't know, hacks or just kind of techniques or just my experience generally. If there could be any translation over to like longer term trading or like, investing or whatever, if there could be anything gleaned from my experience as a day trader. And it was actually a really, really good podcast. And a lot of people have messaged me over the last week since it came out, saying like how good the content was and how much I enjoyed it and how much, you know, and it was just the difference in the structure. The Trawling with 10 Baggers guys, they had a.
What do you think people liked about what you said?
I was really, really
honest.
Yeah, a little bit too honest.
What way?
Oh, I took them back to the beginning. Do you know what? It was the first time I'd ever felt like I'm me with my story. Because, you know, I don't know, just like I'm just floating through life. I'm just doing my thing. It's not often that I'm like stopping and thinking. Like I'll tell my story from time to time, like on my own podcast or whatever, but I'm not like thinking about it. I'm like just telling my story. But after I did this one, the D-Gens one, where I did a bit of that, and then I did the Trawling with 10 Baggers one where I did a lot of that within a couple of days of each other, I synthesized my own story, and it just like, you know, and because when I hear like Gary Vee get on a show, he's like, oh, well, I grew up in, you know, but then, and he's got like his story like boiled down to like a 5-minute little rant, and, you know, he's just done it that many times. And this is the first time that I'd done it, you know, twice in a week or like ever.
It takes time to create a story. Exactly.
And this is, you know, and my experience with it was like, holy shit, that's my story. Like I have a story, and, you know, that story is kind of like a bit fucked up, bit gritty, slightly triumphant, kind of interesting, you know, definitely not the way that would be, you know, most readily advised to go. But it's my story. And I told it, and a lot of people actually resonated with a lot of different elements of it, like the gambling and you know the self-loathing and the mistakes and the going the long way around, and, you know, just all the struggles that like you know about me very well, and I know about me very well, but like I don't like share it with the world in that kind of way. And that's what I think podcasts are really good for, like being able to synthesize a story and dig deep into it, and those kind of experiences combined with the fact that I've been listening to the Social Media Marketing Examiner and the way that he asks his questions. And actually, I've been watching a little bit of Patrick Bet-David recently as well, who I fucking love.
Yeah, he's good.
He's great. All those things combined is like, man, I want to get better at asking questions, telling stories.
Telling stories, yeah.
Asking people how to tell their stories. Like it's all intertwined, because if you can ask better questions to uncover the story, you know what to tell yourself. You know what to say yourself. It's all intertwined. So it's really got me thinking about how I can be a better orator, how I could be a better narrator, how I could be a better question asker, all of those things. And
it's definitely undervalued. I think that because of social media, we're used to this idea of like communication being memes.
Yep.
Being
quick.
Yeah, quick, punchy, usually humorous.
Yep.
Oh man, like look at the people who changed the world. They didn't do it with memes.
Bro, this is what we were saying the other day about the you know how we're talking about, you know, it'd be dope to be a gangster and like, you know, live that flashy lifestyle, because you can tell your story in a picture. You put a picture on Instagram, a couple of chains, like a bottle of Dom Perignon, whatever, like a couple of bitches, whatever. That's all you need to say. Like you don't need to say anything. It's in the picture. But the storyteller actually has to go into detail and you know, get real gritty with it and spend time and craft it. Like, and that shit is, you know, tiresome and laborsome, and not everyone has the grit or the determination to like fucking stick that out. It's a lot easier to go the meme route, the picture route, the easy route, the click send route,
or the even worse, they're not address it at all route and turn a blind eye to the story and pretend it doesn't exist. And like that's probably the people who are responding well to it, or the people that are like, fuck, I've never even thought about that, or thank you, that like I haven't put, you know, that happens all the time when people tell their stories, because the situations we go through are so specific to us, right?
Yep.
Like, you know, you're in you're this much debt, living in this city with a girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. But then someone on the other side of the world can hear it and relate exactly to what you're going through.
Yep.
Because all it comes down to remember like with storytelling is like how you're making sense of the world and what you learned from it and how you figured it out.
Yeah.
Because it's not a matter of the fact that you're gambling and this and that. It's like, how did you get through gambling? What did you do to get out of it? And like, how are you now here able to sit and be successful and tell your story? So yeah, it's so powerful because that's the root of mental health. You've got issues, you don't know how to deal with the issues. You've got problems, you don't know how to deal with the problems. You've got people in your life that are blocking situations in your life that are blocking, your progress, and you don't know what to do. Then you hear someone tell, well, look, I was in that situation and this is what I done.
And then
it's like, shit.
Yeah, it unlocks it.
Yeah, it's so powerful, man.
Can I just make a suggestion from now on? Instead of saying situations, can we say situations? Is that all right to request that? Is that
you can say it. I'll say it if I think about it.
What was the deep breath just then? Was that like a, I'm going to hit this cunt, I'm going to hit this cunt, I'm going to hit this cunt?
No, again, you're just filling in the blanks. I didn't say nothing.
So it's a no to situations?
A no to situations.
But is it? You said it. Sorry.
No, it's all good. We can say it. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm going to say it.
Okay, that's cool.
It might have actually been that word. There's another word that you say like that. And the other day I was talking to Lockie.
You said it like
and
me.
I said it. Or
rugby league?
I don't know what
was
it
it rugby
was.
league?
I had to reel myself in, but I went and fucking...
just took yourself...
Yeah, I started punching my head in and drove my car in a brick wall.
Yeah, good.
All right, I'm back. I'm good.
Yeah.
But nah, that's it. Mental health check-in?
Yeah, mental health check-in. Pretty good.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, just like the last few, like considering how it's been a minute since Looters, like.
Fucking right.
you know what I mean? Like the last few months.
Honestly, yeah, no, but there's just a bunch of stuff like I think getting like that.
Let me just quickly ask you this, because I feel like
be quick.
Oh, quickly. No, I'm not going to be quick. Do you register that there's always going to be problems?
Yes.
Does that sit with you?
Yeah, 100%.
When it comes to actually a problem arises.
Problem isn't the problem. It's handling the problem or reacting to the problem. And I just want to be better at reacting to problems. I know that they're always going to be there. And I know, so this is my measuring stick, right? Problems in my mid-20s were weeks in bed, gambling every cent. Problems now are like, I might fucking eat a pizza and drink a 6-pack of beer and then I'm onto it the next day. I'm not trying to deny the fact that there's going to be problems. I'm just trying to shorten the window that they affect me. So, yeah, I'm totally aware of that.
Right, because it just seems like I feel like a lot of people miss that in terms of like thinking that, if I just get on the back end of these problems,
then
if I just figure these out, then I'm in the clear
forever.
Yeah, that shit pisses me off so much.
No, I don't think like that.
Only because it's like, it's just never happening. It's like, ask Bill Gates if he's all good. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing.
To be honest, I probably
would rather be Bill Gates.
No, I'm happy. Probably got a bit bigger schlong than Billy.
Oh, he's got a bit of money to spend on that extendo.
What was I going to say? To be honest,
Problems.
I probably need to remind myself more frequently about the concept of impermanence. Like, I probably don't, because, maybe I use gratitude to fill that space sometimes, but it is also important just to remind myself, like, I think, I was listening to Courage's Calling this morning and he was saying that thing, like, as soon as you realize, I think he was saying this exact thing. He was saying, as soon as you realize that you're on the clock from the second you're born and that you're guaranteed to die and nothing is forever, like as soon as you really, really grasp that concept, I mean, it just makes it so much easier to ride the waves that come with life.
Yeah, and you allow life to just flow
through you instead of like letting them take you under every single time.
And my last podcast I filmed the other day was on attachment. And attachment is, I mean, Buddha said the root of suffering is attachment. That's like one of his noble truths, I think, or something like that. Like
that's my motherfucking day one.
That's
right
some
there.
real shit, man.
Yeah.
And it can just be.
What is it? The root of suffering is attachment.
Yeah, I think it's something along the lines of that.
I think
the root of all suffering is attachment.
Yeah.
Because like you go back to the analogy of like letting life flow. It only flows if you understand that. If you understand that that you can't be attached. You can like something, you can love something, you can enjoy something, you can relish something, you can be obsessed with something even.
Yeah.
You know, you can be addicted to something even, but you can't be attached to it because it means you're giving away some of your energy with it and assuming that it's part of who you are, which means that if it gets affected or ruined or lose it or whatever, you think that a part of you,
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, like, you know, growing up, mum, for example, like always talked about sex and not having sex with too many girls and like trying to, you know, be smart about it because you give a bit of your part of your weight. But it's
still
only
a virgin. Still a virgin.
Same. Mum, if you're watching.
Mum, still a virgin.
But yeah, like it's some pretty spiritual shit. It's like some pretty like nuanced, like hard to like really talk about and get a grip of if you just have never really thought about it or talk about it. But man, there's so much power in it. You know, like for example, everyone's gone to a festival and they spent 2 weeks prior to it geeing it up, picking the outfit, sourcing the goods, getting the bus ready, got the boys, you know, we got a room for it after, drinks. All of it. And what happens? It just doesn't live up to the hype.
Nah, never.
And it's because you're too attached to it being a good day, having this hectic perfect day. You're too attached to that outcome. And okay, releasing a song. You think the song's going to go hectic. It doesn't go hectic. You fucking feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because you're attached to the idea of it being a good song and it having to do this or that.
Well, you're just attached in general.
Yeah, for sure. And whereas the opposite.
Here's a question. Is there a healthy level of attachment or is all attachment bad?
No, there's definitely a healthy level because like you can enjoy, this is what I'm saying. There's a level, there's like a gradient to it. You can enjoy things and like things and want things and feel attached to it. But being truly attached to something it's just dangerous because everything is impermanent. Everything's going to come and everything's going to go. Every single person that you love is going to die.
I hope so.
And that's just the way life is. This beer, as much as I like it, is going to be done. That's the other part about it. It's like this attachment to pleasure. When something feels good, we want it to stay feeling good. You know, you sweet? You're just really enjoying it?
I just don't want it to go.
You're too attached. But anyway, moving on.
It's just very hard to remind yourself of that.
For sure.
Do we need to get a tattoo of?
I'm getting so many tattoos of like all the shit I want to remember.
Yeah.
As soon as it's fucking
because that is one that I think if you saw that every day, you'd be like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Or like just straight up on your forehead, you're gonna die. That'll fucking remind you real quick.
Man,
Why? What ones do you get? Name a couple. Drop a couple on me.
Probably.
Where are you getting that Savilian one?
In between my cheeks.
My favorite place.
So you can just be constantly covered in shit.
Mummy.
Nah, I want to just get a yin yang. For sure.
Yeah.
Something like that. Probably I like slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Someone here?
Thought I heard the door.
Yeah, it could just be someone walking past.
Yeah. Slow is smooth.
Smooth is fast.
Smooth is fast. Do you know? Did you see what I posted on my Instagram story this morning?
Not sure. Can't remember.
Go slow today. I was just talking about going slow today.
Yeah, it's like what's the opposite? Go fast. How shit are days when you're trying to go he's fast?
Yeah, well, that's what the daily calm meditation was about today. Like, your
it's
journey.
like you're gonna have 24 hours in a day, no matter what.
Yeah.
You're going to run around being stressed and trying to do it quickly. Like you're going to get through these 24 hours real quickly.
That's why I was like, that's what all my journaling this morning was about, that attachment that I have to
hurrying. Yeah.
Gotta get that. Like even when we were cleaning today, I was like,
yeah,
I gotta do it.
Just get frantic.
And I think about like whenever I'd be at a festival, I'd always like lead people like, we're going, next place, gotta go over here. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it's hectic over here.
Yeah, gotta get over here. Yeah. And it's just, it's stressful. Like, remember when I was working at the Exford? Yeah. Do you remember watching me rush out the door like 11:25 and I've got an 11:30 shift?
Yeah.
Every single night. I did it every single night, like without fail.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, this whole, like this concept of rushing and moving fast, it's like I'm going to get, like I've always felt like I'm going to get to where I'm destined to be quicker. Or it's either that or I'm running out of time. You know, and either one of those things are just really unhealthy to kind of live your life like that. So yeah, I kind of set a bit of an, obviously it didn't work too well today, but it's a work in progress. Set a bit of an intention to kind of like slow it down.
Well, I mean, if you can just sort of like keep focusing more on the present moment, then you naturally will slow down because, you know, you're rushing through something to get to the next thing, you know? Yep. But if you like, there's like everything can be enjoyable. Like cleaning this place, like it wasn't like it was bad, but we probably could have slowed down and, you know what I mean, enjoyed it more if you took that a little bit of that energy away and like
whistling.
Yeah, whatever. So it's just, that's the only problem, but it's just not a healthy habit.
So what is it? Slow is smooth?
Smooth is fast.
Smooth is fast. So true.
You
make less errors.
Yeah.
Less errors, so you actually probably speed up in the long run.
Yeah,
and she actually told the parable of the tortoise and the hare, how that motherfucker is just like pacing himself, like, it's all good. I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
And he got there.
Yeah, exactly. There's another good one. I think Tim Ferriss, I've heard Tim Ferriss tell the story. I might have told you it before. It's like someone he had on told the story. It's like he giving, I can't remember the like sort of way they wrap it up, but it's like he giving 100% or not, I don't know, something. Anyway, this guy told a story about how he moved to this area that was like near the beach and he used to always ride his bike along the water and he would like
I think you told me this, yeah. Keep going. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
It's so funny just to think about because I could so imagine you doing it and I'd probably do it as well. So he like is big into fitness and he'd take his bike riding on these like sand hills and like along the water.
Yeah.
And he would just like smash it. He'd just go as hard as he could like to get a good workout in and he would take him like 25 minutes to get from wherever he sort of, you know, called the finish line. And he would get home and he'd be gassed and he was like, whatever. And then one day he's just sort of like, you know, maybe I should just, he never really got to take in the surroundings because he just head down, pedaling as fast as he could. He's like, you know, maybe I should just take it in a little bit this time. And so, yeah, he just casually rode and just looked at all the, took in the sights and just enjoyed the ride and then got there. It was like a couple minutes less.
Yeah.
And so it's like there's a principle of like the way they say it, but this is so useful for you. And
like you're not making that much of a difference.
You're not at all.
By running.
Not at all.
But
not at all. It's like when you see someone.
It might be 90 seconds.
Here's a good way to like see it in real life.
Running for a train or?
Yeah, no, in traffic. You see someone like fang in front of you, cut you off and like doing
and then you
catch up to me like, what's up, bro?
No, it's when people speed off at lights.
Yeah,
like
that as well.
Off, and then you just catch, what's up, bro?
Man, I laughed because like someone did that the other day to me and I was just like, fuck, I used to be one of those people. Like I'd pull up to I'm not so not. But it's just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you trying to achieve? Yeah. And it just made me think, because it's like a little example of division.
Yeah.
You know, like, I got to have it over you. I'm better than you. I'm going to get there quicker. I got to go somewhere faster, whatever it is.
But also it's like, it's maybe pride as well. Like,
for sure.
I deserve to be like further along or closer or near, you know, like I don't deserve to be here.
Yeah.
I deserve to be somewhere else.
It made me think about something the other day, how I was like, I don't know how it came up. Maybe I was listening to something a bit racially charged. I don't know. But I was like, fuck me, man. The fact that we have, you know, like all these problems like racism and sexism and all the varying degrees of social problems. And it's like, I understand they are, you know, there's hundreds of years of reasons that they're here in the past generations, but it's just crazy when you think about people let skin color be the difference between liking someone or not when everything else is the same. You got the same brain, the same heart, the same body. Yeah. You're a human. You speak the same language. There is 99.99, like so much of you is exactly the same as that person standing across from you. But because they're a male or female or black or whatever, you feel that way. And it's just like so sad how easy it is to look past all of that stuff and convince yourself that that one other thing is, I can't get past that. That's not, just that thing.
Yeah.
And 2021, man, we got people like
still, and it still hasn't changed. Still the same shit.
You know, we're fucking privileged. I'm not discrediting that, but shit, man, there's a lot of people I need to do better.
There's only one thing that I let determine whether or not I fuck with someone, it's who they support in a footy. If you're a Melbourne supporter or a Manly supporter, fuck off. Okay, I just don't. I just don't want to know about you. You know, mostly everyone else I can. You know, Roosters.
I can have a chat with.
Yeah, I can have a chat. I can have a chat with most.
I'll share a beer with you.
I'll have a beer with you. I won't punch you square in the face.
But if you're Melbourne or Manly,
Melbourne, Manly,
a beer, I'm slitting your throat.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. And that's as simple as it is.
Yeah. No, everything but else in all honesty, it just comes down to respect, eh? Like if I'm talking to someone, it doesn't matter who you are, what you look like. Nothing about you makes a difference to me other than like how you treat me and just if you show me respect. Soon as you don't show me respect, I don't care what title you have. I don't care how much money you have. Like it just doesn't change. It's just like.
So you reckon? Here we go.
Go.
If
you're gonna put some other shit on him, firstly, like there's some racist, sexist, serial killer,
no,
and he's nice.
Kanye standing in front of you.
Yeah.
Right. He been talking your ear off for 2 hours straight. Okay. You just been listening. Obviously, it's Kanye, so you just listen. And like I'm talking, he's like chewing your ear off.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And you're just showing him
Mike Tyson type shit.
Yeah, you're showing him total respect. You're listening to every single word. Your eyes are locked on. You're just like, whatever, Kanye. You're holding in pee-pee, poo-poo, like you're not going to the toilet. Whatever he wants, you're just listening. You're absorbing, okay? He stops to like look back at the deck, the screen, whatever. You go to say your 2-piece, okay? 2 cents, sorry. As soon as you open your mouth to talk, he just talks straight back over you. You don't even get a word in. And then now he's ranting in your ear.
But he still hasn't been disrespectful to me.
You don't see that as disrespect?
No, like, that's more rude.
Conversations two-way street?
Yeah, definitely conversations a two-way street, but like...
Okay, all right. Everyone plays their new song. You're at an after party, okay? And you just happen to be there. It's like... you remember that kick on we're at? Yeah, with Illy and Midas and that.
Yeah.
Let's just say Illy is Kanye.
Yeah.
Right? And you're Midas. Yeah. Right? Illy playing his new songs, fucking vibing out. Everyone knows him. He's Kanye. Kanye is vibing out. Sick cunt. Everyone knows him. Whatever. Comes around to you. Your turn to play your new song.
If he goes, turn that shit off.
Yeah.
And nothing changes. I'm like, fuck you, Kanye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If he goes, no, fuck you. It's me again.
Yeah.
He play. Back to me, play.
Yeah.
What do you do? And it's like your favorite song that you've ever written. Throw hands.
Yeah, if they straight up like, nah, turn that shit off, then like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be pretty pissed off. That doesn't matter, no. Because it's like the same hours still went into it. The same love and passion still went into it.
So do you don't think there's
I definitely, in situations like that, there's definitely more leniency. I'm definitely going to tolerate a little bit more because like I see it as my duty in a situation like that, for example, to be the pupil, to be the learner, and to just sort of sit back and let someone say what they got to say. But, you know, again, that's my art as well.
There's a line.
Yeah, I can sort of tolerate it a little bit more if he's talking about like if he was disrespecting my car or my girlfriend or anything. They're still outside of me. They're still, even though I'm really attached to it and it's going to affect me personally, I'm going to be pissed off. It's still not me.
Yeah, it's not your creation.
So there's still like there's definitely levels to it, but you know, it's more. And you know, in a situation like that, I'm there willingly. Situation. I'm there willingly and like,
yeah,
you know. But people in public, that I don't know who you are. And
okay, you're at Town Hall Station.
I don't think we need a hypothetical.
No, one more. We're at Town Hall Station. Okay, you're. You know, do you ever go to Town Hall Station when it was like real packed and like there's people crammed, kind of like? Basically, the train pulls up and people got to move to the side to let people off.
I don't remember Town Hall.
Town Hall or Wynyard. One of the like two.
I went to both. Went to both of them plenty of times. Just trying to visually.
Basically, at peak traffic times, even Central, all those like
Town Hall the one that had like mad levels that just went down. It went pretty deep.
That could be Town Hall. Town Hall or Wynyard or St. James. I don't know. There's a few of them. Yeah. Anyway, all the inner city ones at peak hour, especially Central, Town Hall, Wynyard, when people know where like the doors stop and they kind of crowd around there, and what happens is when a train pulls up, those people crowded around waiting to get on have to like move to the side to let other people out, right? Now,
come on, get to it.
Let's just say you're at the front of that. Like a little pod.
Getting out or going in?
No, you're about to get in, right? You're at the front of that pod to get in, right? You move to the side. You're a gentleman. You're doing your duty, right? You're doing your job, okay? Before the people coming out finish, Drake from the back walks through those people, is the first one on, gets the best seat. What are you doing?
If he just walks through... If it affects everyone, it's a little bit different. But if he like barges me out of the way,
what are you doing?
It's still the same thing. I'm like, Drake, what the fuck, cunt? Who do you think you are?
Do you call him Drake?
Yeah. No, I'll call him Aubrey just to put him in a bitch.
Wait, what's his last name?
Graham. I'm pretty sure. Aubrey Graham.
Aubrey Graham.
I'm pretty sure.
God, I didn't know his name was that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought
Shout out executive.
I thought Matthew Salberg was fucking bad.
Yeah, no, actually, that's probably worse.
Dude, do you ever think about like how shit our name is for like being rappers? Like as far as...
Nah, because there's guys like Aubrey Graham and
like,
there's so many bad rappers.
No, but what I'm saying is like, you know, there's fucking... I'm sure there's like...
Travis Scott ain't his name.
No, I know that, but like I'm thinking about... I actually can't think of any rappers off the top of my head. But like surely we had something like there's rappers whose names at least could turn into something cool.
We're good.
Like Blade, Hades or something.
Blade, hectic Blade. Super sharp hectic Blade.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
Your mum called you that?
Yeah. Anyway, that's just my point.
So... Should I do my mental health check-in or you want to keep
Oh,
talking?
fuck. Was that my mental health check-in that whole time?
Apparently.
But you didn't even, you just started like questioning me because I was like, oh, you know, and then you were like, hey, do you ever like think that problems are ever going to end? And I was like, well, yeah. And then we fucking just tangented the entire time since then.
No. I was saying that it's good now. Your mental health is good now. But
well, it's like it's always it just
no. I'm not knocking you. I'm just laughing
I'm not saying that you're knocking me.
I'm just commenting on the fact that it's been like months since we've done LOOTRS OT. We did the mental health check-in. It's like good now, but you know it's been a bit up and down. Like
it's been a bit up and down, yeah.
But no, it's all good.
Hit me. What about you? Where are you at? How are you feeling? I feel like you were kind of the same though. You were like a bit like a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Groggy at the situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel a bit freer now on the other side of this?
Yeah, definitely.
you feel like it's kind of falling into? I suppose there's a few other situations that were going on at home.
Yeah, I've got to figure out where I'm going to live, like what's going on at home.
But back then there was like a Olmo.
Yeah.
And then there was money situation.
Yeah. No. I mean, like the honest truth is that I journal and meditate and read every morning, and it really does. So like I don't know why people complain about all their problems. I'm not saying have a morning routine, you have to journal and meditate, but there's a lot of people with a lot of issues. Could be solved very easily.
20 minutes every morning.
20 minutes easily.
Oh, probably half up with a 10-minute meditation.
Yeah, but just meditation, just meditating or just journaling or 10 minutes of each. Yeah, it changes your whole life. Instead of waking up and going straight on your phone and then rushing out the door, then being in your car and looking at social media and then having a conversation about someone else's problems and then talking about your problems and then starting your job and then some shit happening. And instead of that, you stop, you reflect on what's happening in your life, you orientate yourself. Yeah, you do less and you actually can look within and consider what's happening on the inside. If you immediately go and start doing and don't ever take a second and just stop and be, you don't know what's happening.
How do you ever actually know how you really feel?
Yeah, you just don't know because
you're just feeling space.
Between our body and our brain, it's so complex and there's all type of chemistry just constantly banging around, just crazy shit happening.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is unconscious. A lot of it we don't have any say in. A lot of it we don't even know happens. A lot of it we can't control. But there is some things you can control. And like stillness is the cure for that, for all of it. Because the opposite is frantic mental energy, which is what causes all the problems. So if you just look at it, like that's all it comes down to. And that's why just the idea of meditation, not specifically meditation, what it's pointing to, what it's trying to accomplish.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
The practice of meditation, just like being able to stop and breathe.
Even, being aware of what it's pointing to at a bare minimum.
Yeah, not saying you have to sit down and meditate, or just like understand that like what it's trying to get at and just it's just so hard because again, it's like if you don't ever think about this or talk to anyone about it, it's just like, well, I'm all good.
Yeah.
Right? What do you mean? Like it just doesn't, it's so hard to have a conversation. And man, I come across this book last night. Vanessa might actually know about it. You might. Is it The Cabal, something like that? Fucking like, it's like The Secret. It's like some hectic, like, I guess sort of spiritual thing. But it's about the Hermetic teachings, which is, I guess, sort of a philosophy.
Hermetic is
Hermes.
Yeah,
Hermes was a guy who was in the Greek and Egyptian mythology became a god.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. The god of wisdom, and he was a dude who started this.
Is Hermes the one with little wings on his feet?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him. Hermes.
Yeah, maybe.
Messenger. He had like little wings on his shoes.
Yeah. Well, he was a real guy, and all of modern religion and spirituality and philosophy and all of it.
He was a real dude.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. He was at the earliest days of the ancient Egyptian what would you call it? Culture or whatever. That's the best they could do trying to like pinpoint when he lived. But Abraham, who's in the Bible and is an Islamic prophet, it's believed that he taught him. Or partially taught him.
Abraham taught Hermes.
No, the other way around. Hermes taught Abraham.
Oh shit!
And it's so hectic, man. His name is like it's translations, but they translate to like the great, the master of masters, and just like all of this super, just like doesn't even make any sense.
The most OP shit.
Yeah, just so over the top. Yeah. But
I want a translation like that.
It's sick. The book's really interesting.
Mats.
Yeah, the rapper of rappers. But so it's like the Cabal. And it's really cool because this book is like pretty old. It would be maybe like 100 years old, but it was the first time that these Hermetic principles or teachings were recorded. Prior to that, it was all word of mouth. It was all spoken word.
Yeah, wow.
That's how information got passed on. And this alchemy it's so cool. They created alchemy and astrology and things like this to cover up what he was actually teaching, which is power of mind and that the universe is mind and that, like, you know, consciousness and all these sort of things. Like, that's what he was teaching and that's what these principles are about. But the reason it got passed around by mouth was because they never wanted to record it and it actually be a doctrined philosophy or attributed to a specific country, because all other philosophies and religions that have had that, they get priests and then they have churches and they get
take on a whole new...
Yeah, they just get fucked up. And so it's always been a little bit of a secret, occultish sort of like hush-hush, ancient wisdom type shit that like that isn't meant to just be for anyone. And they always were people who were like happy to just, if you're not ready, I'm just not going to tell you, and to not just like be out there preaching it and trying to like teach everyone about it. Yeah. It's like, this is knowledge that changes your whole relationship with the world and is powerful and isn't to be cheapened or used just like for anyone sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah, I've just started listening to the audiobook of that and it's so interesting.
What pointed you toward it? Like, why did you decide
what's so funny about it is it just came up on YouTube, and in a part in the book, you know, if you believe in the law of attraction and like these things just come to you. Yep. And in the book they say how this book will come to you when it's sort of meant to, and boy, it's definitely come to me when I needed it. Like, because if I read this, if I tried to read this a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have understood any of it. It would have been so confusing. But the principles are so cool. There's like the law. There's like 7 laws, like the law of attraction. There's like the law of gender, which refers not to like gender how we think about it, but generation, in terms of like whatever's created, a male and a female are instantly, you know, there's like 2 ends of it. There's 2 sides of it. Like duality is instantly created from nothingness. Once something is manifested and comes into reality, it instantly has like a polar opposites. And also the principle, I can't remember what the law was, but just talking about, you know how like, you know, people talk about spirituality and they talk about like it all being one and like good and evil are the same thing. And like, he talked a little bit more about that, and it's so interesting when you think about it. It's like when you say hot and cold are the same thing, and you're like, what the hell does that mean? They're obviously one's hot and one's cold, right? But if you look at a thermometer, tell me where hot starts and where cold finishes. They're not. They're just variations. They're gradients of the same thing. Yep. It goes from hot to, you can't go, oh, there it is, now it's hot. Like, yeah, you know in yourself, like obviously as it starts to heat up, but it's still the same thing.
But it's never just hot, it's getting hotter.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's at that end of the spectrum and now it's hot. But if it cools down, it's cold again.
Yeah, but like a little bit further down, it's still hot. It's just still not as hot.
Yeah, exactly. It's so interesting. And it's like night and day, light and dark. Like, you know, it's a little bit dark over there, right? But where does the light start? At night, yeah, when the sun comes up, you see the sun. But what's that in between there? Yeah. That's not some neutral random thing and then opposite, either side of that, it's night.
I think the temperature, the thermometer example is like pretty...
Well, it's all the same. It's so interesting. And I'm like barely... Because you're trying to make sense of a principle or a law or an idea that isn't at all how we look at the world. Yeah. Where we look at the world through duality, through opposites and ultimatums and like, oh, not ultimatums, but like, what do you say? Like, when something's like definitely.
Finite or?
Yeah, but there's a word. But anyway.
Definitive?
Yeah, like sort of definitive. Like, you know, we get really sure about things and we're like really sort of like, this is this way. Like, oh no, everything's fucked. It just is that way.
Black and white.
But when you realize like life is a flow and our lessons come and go and you're always going to have problems. Yeah, I know. Then you don't get so caught up in that whole idea of like things happen to be a certain way and they are a certain way. Yeah. What?
No, it's just funny because like, you know how you're saying that thing about like a couple of weeks ago, you're like, oh, how good has it been with a guy? You could just throw a ball and know they're going to catch it.
What, you literally just thought about that? Or is it related to this?
No, just how like.
No, I threw something else. It wasn't even a ball.
It was something random. I know, but
Yeah.
you know when you're with a guy, he's just going to catch whatever you throw at him.
Yeah.
But no, just the fact that you just like dropped the bar.
Yeah.
And we didn't even say anything. I just like looked at you and you were like, yeah, I know. It's just funny.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's good.
Just had a whole conversation.
Yeah.
Inside of us actually having a deeper conversation.
No, I love that shit. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, but wait, but you've been talking, you've been doing all this talking. You haven't told me how.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. The moving situation has like been a bit stressful, and I really want. The only thing I would say is like sort of a bit is just like the lockdown just continuing, and just wanting to like find another job and like be able to it just feels like my life is in limbo.
Do you know?
Because I don't, it's just, it's because like it just has been that way, and it hasn't really, and I'm talking about since the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And music is the only thing that's kept me sane this whole time. Like just being able to like constantly just devote myself to that. And every time I just owe so much to it, because every time things are being rocky and the world starts just pissing me off, and I put my head up and I realize how fucked everything is.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm just
put my head back down.
Get me back into stew. It's no point. Like, you know, and he was stressing recently just about the reality of the way the world is right now,
and the fact that we've just lost roughly 18 months of our lives.
Yeah, exactly, and it just never serves any purpose, like to focus on that, because it's always happening. Like, you know, you think it's
happening to everyone.
You think it's fucked now, dude. There was Crusades. You know what I mean? Like,
and you're gone for 3 years.
Yeah. But like,
you might come home and your missus is remarried.
Yeah.
You've got
your kids.
You got all your kids are dead.
Both your arms are amputated. It's just like
shit might be way different.
Like,
your mum and dad have passed on.
It could just be so much worse, and
you could come back and your town has moved.
Yeah, your town's gone. There's been a crusade through your town. Everyone's all the heads are on pitchforks or something. Like,
you got your wife, you got your 2 children. And
like it's good. It's good how it is. It's
well, you wouldn't want to go on a little 3-year bender around the world, like
no way,
chopping heads.
No way.
Nah.
But that shit's so crazy. I want to learn more about that, like the religious crusades, like there was full battles, full wars just to prove that my God exists and yours doesn't.
Dude, there was
so many deaths.
Yeah, so much deaths. Senseless massacre.
Yeah.
On that. Whose make believe characters more real.
Yeah, and that's
Think about that. Like,
it's just so hard to believe. But the thing that's interesting is that, like, at the core of it, they're both right, because there is a God. It's just not.
No, there isn't.
No. No, I mean, like, they're both right. You know what I mean? That's why they're willing to go die for it.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's just funny that they wouldn't ever take the time to go, I mean, like, what's the common denominator here? Like, surely we can get on the same page about something. Yeah. Like, do we really have to just go, no, you're wrong and I'm right. Now I got to kill you to prove that.
Got to die for some.
Man, I don't want to die for that shit.
I look at, part of me is like, actually a large part of me is like, man, that's just so senseless. But on the other hand, I'm kind of like, you know what? I kind of like, you admire the courage to die for something that you believe in.
And also, you have to be honest, if we lived in those times, we would have been those guys.
And we would have had to have been those guys.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really have a choice. It's like, you know, now, like, we're just
privileged.
We're privileged and we have choice. Like, you know, but the thing is, like, now, like, what if we, like, because, you know, I've been reading and listening to a lot of stuff that's talking about war with China. And I'm like, oh my God, am I going to...
Yeah. Shit's so full on, man. It's so interesting, eh?
Yeah, and like, what if I got conscripted and I had to go fight? Like, would I be like? We don't know what fucking courage looks like. We don't know what like real strength looks like. I mean, we don't unless the chips are really like on the fucking line. I don't know. Would I be ready? Would I be able to fucking do that shit? Dude, I'm a fucking, like, I'm an artist.
You would because...
like, I'd have to.
Yeah, you would because you'd be fighting for your freedom.
To be fair, when there have been situations when a man has had to stand up to injustice, I've stood up.
Exactly.
There's only been a couple of times in my life where I've had to stand up against injustice and that switch just got flicked in me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even want to.
Yeah, because it just goes so
I didn't even want to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm all of a sudden I'm there.
Yeah.
And, you know, like despite whatever potential danger was, you know, impending, it didn't even cross my mind. It wasn't a conscious thought. You know, it might be shit. I might, you know, it might hurt. This might suck, whatever. I didn't think about it consciously. I just thought injustice. Courage. Like it just switched on. And I just, you know, I hope that happens again if it needs to. You know, like at the end of the day, like, you know, you hear shitty stories about like, you know, guy protecting girl then gets, I heard that there's this real horrible story that I read up on from Melbourne like 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. I mean, it's like in the last like 20 years, there was this like real horrible double murder where there was this like, I think a stripper or a prostitute was coming out of a club. It was like early in the morning. What's that, Mike?
No, my headphones.
It's like early in the morning. She's coming out of a club and she gets assaulted or is being abused by this guy. And these two guys who are on their way to like, one was on his way, like a young exchange student was on his way to uni, like 20 years old or something, and a like a middle-aged dude, like 40 or something, was on his way to work. And they stopped this guy who was like assaulting this like woman. And he just pulls out gun, bang, bang, kills them both. Turned out to be a bikie, you know, ended up going to jail, whatever. But these dudes who like stepped in to like do the right thing, you know, lost their lives. And it's just like so heavy. But I'm like, man.
You would have done it.
I know that you know, there's no way that I can't.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, whatever, even if I know that danger's there, like I'll probably handle it slightly differently, but I still step in.
You don't know though. Like you don't know what they did.
You never know that danger. Yeah, exactly. They could have been so passive and still fucking lost their lives.
Yeah.
But because I don't want to live in a world where people don't do that. And I you know, because if it's my mum or my, like, let's just say my mum is a stripper. But if it's my mom or my sister, like I want someone to stand up. So I want to be that person in the world that does that. And despite, you know, whatever bullshit, like, yeah, I don't want to die over it. Like, and I would like to not die over it, but I'd rather die over that than, you know, fucking just something dumb.
Yeah. I mean, and you wouldn't know. Like, so
yeah,
all you see is like something going wrong. Injustice.
That's all you see.
Yeah. So.
And that's all you can be thinking about. You can't be thinking, because if you start thinking about the potential consequences and what if, you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know.
I know, it's so scary. I feel the exact same way. I'm just like, I just pray it never happens, eh?
Yeah. No, but you also kind of pray that you.
Like I'm happy to like punch on if I got to, but I just don't want to get stabbed.
Yeah, I know.
It was shot just for trying to help someone.
I know. And that's the thing. Like we live in a world where it's very real.
Yeah.
That you just kind of like standing your ground or speaking up could result in you losing your life, like or getting stabbed or something.
But it's also about picking your battles, like, and just being smart, because you just don't know the context, and if there's a better way to deal with it, like sometimes the hero courage isn't always the best way. It's the first reaction, but like the first reaction isn't right a lot of the time with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know? So you just got to be able to check that real quick.
The amount of times like I've heard some fighting in the alleyway and I've gone to run out the door and Vanessa's like, don't do it. I'm like, nah, I got to fucking.
Yeah, it's scary.
But it's like probably just like too, you know, fucking untowards punching on over like, you know, who bought the last six pack or something like that. And I'm like going there to save lives.
Yeah. Could be anything.
Could be absolutely anything.
That's it. Like, you just don't know. Like, you see people, when you see it in public, everything seems full on.
Yep.
Because it's like, you don't see it in public often.
No.
So when it's in front of you, like, oh shit, this must be something hectic.
Yeah,
like someone's in danger.
I've got to save someone, yeah.
But like, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Physical health check-in?
Got a bit of a niggle in the right ankle. Been doing a bit of jogging, so it's kind of a bit sore at the moment.
Man, fuck jogging.
Yeah. No, fuck running.
Fuck running.
I
need to do it more. Are you going to do this marathon?
I probably will, just for the vibe.
Yeah, I need to do it.
And do you know what? It'll be like kind of, spiritual in the way that, it's at the end of the year. Hopefully we'll be kind of coming toward the end of lockdown.
Man, well, how many cases we have today? Yesterday we had 1,400 cases.
I didn't see today.
You saw yesterday, but?
I saw yesterday 1,400, yeah. Means we're fucked.
I think I heard 1,600.
Whatever. It doesn't even matter. Do you know what?
No, it
the
doesn't.
number doesn't even fucking matter.
But maybe it does, because the roadmap, maybe they back out on the roadmap if numbers, you know what I mean, just keep spiking. But really, all it comes down to the vaccinations.
Exactly. But the number doesn't matter to us because we're numb to it.
Yeah, for sure. In that sense, it doesn't. But
like,
if it makes a difference to how the government sees,
like 3 months ago, yeah, I know, but it's not going to change anything. It's actually counterintuitive to apply more pressure to the public over higher numbers now, because, and my mate said this in yesterday morning. He's like, you know what? They fucked it. Like, and you're never really going to know like how bad you're going to fuck it, but they fucked it because in the sense that we locked down so hard for so few numbers that now when it's so like we're just impervious and numb to it because it's 100%. Just like, whatever, dude. We've been locked down. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and it's like we locked down over small numbers, and now look at where it's at. It's like, what's the point?
What's the point?
It's made no difference.
Yeah, it's made no difference.
We don't know that.
No, know that.
It could be 5,000 a day.
All we know is what's in front of us.
Yeah,
and we locked down for some small ass numbers.
But the thing is, like, they'll create whatever narrative to make sense and keep pushing it. And if it means extending the lockdown, they'll fucking figure out a way to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is why I don't talk about it. It's why I don't give a fuck about it, because it just doesn't make a difference. Like, whatever the laws are, the laws are. I can't change the laws. I can break a few, but I'm not trying to get caught. I'm not trying to go to jail, but I can break a few, but I'm not like trying to in the face of them, intentionally, like, right, I'm not out here starting a protest and, exactly.
Not trying to break them, yeah.
Like, you can't expect, like,
I think people are like, really just coming to the end of their tether.
Man, it's fucked up. Like, we are so lucky and we're pissed off.
Yeah, I know.
I can't even imagine. This is why every time I get talking about it, I just like feel pity and just so much empathy for some other people out there. Like
some walks of life are
even our neighbor,
really
like he's saying how his daughter, she's probably like 10, prior to the lockdowns, was really outgoing kid, just normal by every means. I think she used to play piano or something, and because of lockdowns, just at home all the time. Now she's like addicted to Minecraft, and like it's becoming like a big problem. And like she won't go outside, she doesn't want to do anything. Her behaviours are changing heaps, and then it's affecting the whole family, and then the mum and dad, and
it's going to be so much of that. How many like 10-year-olds are just going to be so addicted
and they're
to TikTok?
and they're a pretty like good family. You know what I mean? Like now you think about a family that has some issues already. You know what I mean? Like imagine
getting exacerbated.
Us as kids, and there was 4 of us at home. My mum would have lost her mind.
Bruh, remember the school holidays?
Yeah, it would just
when we just play like 4 of us playing Pokemon.
Oh, not really, to be honest.
So do you remember? I don't know how old
more
you would have been.
Yu-Gi-Oh probably.
Do you remember in your poon that downstairs space where we had 4 of us in that one room?
Yeah.
I remember there was holidays.
Because I think there was like a wall, and my bed was. There was like a big open, and then there was like a wall, and I think my bed was on the other side of the wall. It was like a half wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but it was in the space, right?
Yeah, it was in the same space still, yeah.
Just a little divider.
It was sort of like, tucked in a little bit.
Well, in the holidays, I remember I have memories of us in that room, all 4 of us on our individual beds, all playing Game Boys, all playing Pokemon in the holidays. And like that was like holidays go for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we might have only done that for like 1 or 2 days, you know, maybe 3 days out of those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But imagine if that like,
Yeah, it would have just been nonstop.
yeah, it would have been all day, every day. And like, you know, we'd just been numb and fucking, yeah, it's
so
pretty crazy.
Yeah, I really feel for a lot of families.
I feel for a lot of people, a lot of families, a lot of single folk out there who have been, you know, toughing this out on their own. Yeah. I was talking to this dude. Remember I was telling you about the young Asian dude I met at the park, Ben, his name was, and I saw him and he just had a rugby ball by himself.
No.
I went up and started chatting to him. We were at the park and we went to walk Coda and saw this dude and he just was standing by himself with a rugby ball. Yeah. And I was like, throw it to me. And he goes, throws it to me.
Good pass?
Good pass, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. We start throwing the ball. I'm like, you're definitely not from here, are you? And he's like, yeah, I moved down from New South Wales. I moved down from Sydney. Yeah, I moved down from Sydney 6 months ago. And I was like, oh, yeah, tell me like what's going on. So he moved down for a tech startup and basically has been in his apartment by himself, like moved down by himself, doesn't know anyone in Melbourne, and has been basically in his apartment for 6 months just fucking trying to do his best to stay sane. And I'm like, all right, well, so what do you do? Do you smoke? Do you drink? Like, how do you get through it? Yeah. And he's like, nah, man, I got a what do you call it? Like a stationary bike?
Bike?
Yeah, but like
on like in a house.
Yeah, and you know the ones that you ride.
Yeah.
Like there's a brand that's like real big in the States.
I don't
know, like a station. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
a
pedal. You pedal normal bikes too. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, he has one of them like in his house. And
I don't know.
And he pedals on that for like an hour in the morning and 2 hours at night or something, just in front of the TV.
Yeah, he's probably battling 12 hours a day at the moment.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. Like he's instead of like fucking smoking and drinking.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, how you been coping? And he's like, well, pretty good, but it's getting really hard now.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you know, probably gonna have to take up some drinking. But yeah, he was a sick cat, and he knew me off Twitter.
Oh, dope.
He's like, you? I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, sick.
And we got to chatting, and I added him on Instagram, and I said, if you ever want to come down the park and throw the ball, like, you know.
No, you dogged him.
I dogged him.
But we have no mates.
Yeah, we went and passed the ball one time, just on his lunch break, and yeah, but now he's back to having no mates. Sorry, Benny.
Oh.
Sorry, Benny. What about you? Physical health?
Yeah, all right. I bought when I got my new basketball shoes. I probably went a little bit too hard. I just got a little bit too excited, and I was like, and my ankle started to get better as well. So I was like keen to
feeling yourself.
Yeah, and I was like started to do heaps of layups. I was like practicing. I was like trying to learn how to properly do them. So like I was like more sprinting and then jump.
Yeah.
Fuck, my left glute, my left leg just copped a beating.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, and I was too keen. I just kept going out, and I've been like, because it's been hard to be as motivated not to exercise, but to be comprehensive with it. Do you know what I mean? Warm up, cool down, have like an actual purpose about it. I'm just purely doing it because I know I need to and I should. And I'm like leaving it till fucking like 8:30. Then I'm going out to the primary school and just running around for half an hour and shooting a few hoops and then coming home, and I'm not warming up. I'm not really doing anything. Like I'm doing some of the knees over toes stuff, which is still good. I'm definitely seeing progress, but essentially my body, I was just playing basketball and not really doing anything else. And it's happened because I've had so much experience with the lockdowns, like just so much basketball in the gym in general. If I just keep pushing my body and not do any sort of recovery, I don't stretch properly and like cool down or warm up. And then obviously because of lockdown, you're just sitting around a lot. My body just gets so tight. Just everywhere just gets tight. And it just starts, and then it gets to like this tipping point where I start to get sore everywhere and like just little problems start popping up. So today I went in the morning and went to the basketball courts and treated it like a proper workout and warmed up and stretched and cooled down and stuff. And oh my God, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just need to make
Stretching
the time.
is...
It's everything.
That's
man.
everything.
It's so good. But yeah, just sitting down too much.
Yeah.
Like your hip flexors just get so tight, so stiff. And my quads just get so sore. It's so annoying. I got to like stretch them all.
You sound like a fucking old man right now.
Oh, it's just no, because when I go to the gym, I warm up and I stretch. Yeah, I do it all and I take care of myself.
Do you know what's funny? Whenever we went to the gym, I'd be like, all right, I'm out, and you'd be like, just finishing my warm up.
Yeah.
Like I'd do my whole session in the space of time that you do your warm up.
Yeah, well, you just get a lot. It just feels better.
Yeah.
You can't expect to like do a workout. Like how you position your body positioning is everything. Like how I do a push up. This is why you get a personal trainer. This is why you pay attention to form, because you could do, let's say 100 push-ups a day for you take two identical, I don't know what's a good example, but me and you could both do push-ups, right? 100 a day for 3 weeks. And if you're just willy-nilly just lifting your body up and down and just getting, just moving between here and there, but not actually doing a push-up, you're not going to see anywhere near the same amount of results. And you're going to be pissed off because you're like, well, I just did it all.
Shouldn't this work?
Shouldn't it happen? But you got to be able to like be in the right position to activate the muscles in the right way. And yeah, so I don't know why I was saying that, but anyway.
Are you saying that, the warming up and the positioning is really important?
Yeah.
You're not doing it as much recently. And
yeah, because like doing some
all the
small mobility stuff and some stretching to begin with means you open your body up. So then when you do the exercises, you can get good range of motion and actually properly activate those muscles and work them in the way that you want to work them, compared to just like, you see so many people at the gym do that sort of shit where they just grab any weight, grab any machine and just do it. Like it's the same thing like with spirituality. It's like doing and being, like being the person doing that exercise or just doing the exercise. Yeah, so
a little bit of niggle.
Yeah, just a little bit tired everywhere. Just started just from sitting down too much, man. I don't get out enough. Like, and I'm just like so locked in on music at the moment that I've been intentionally sacrificing it. I've like gone, okay, do I go do a workout? Is it going to take me, an hour or two and like that, all that, or do I just keep working on music or whatever task I'm doing? And I've just been happy to sacrifice it because it hasn't been the same. It's just been so bleak. Everything's so bleak at the moment. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm definitely back on the train now.
Back on the train?
Because it's just, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, look, I reckon we got the NRL Grand Final this weekend. Let's have a tiny little chat about that, and then
wrap it up.
Then we'll wrap it up.
Surely Penrith.
Surely Penrith, you reckon?
Surely Penrith.
Why?
I mean, it's really anyone's game.
Either team could win it.
Either team could win it. If they just show up.
They show up on the day.
Nah, just like the last few years of building towards it. They really sort of need a win.
Do you know what it is? It's form versus story.
Yeah,
they both have a pretty good story.
Yeah, and that's what
the narrative is.
And I was going to say experience of Penrith over the last year, but like Reynolds and Cook and what's his name? Walker,
100%.
Like that, they've won grand finals, right? They would have all won it a couple of years ago.
No, so Alex Johnston and Renault are the only two players left out of that that winning.
Yeah, right.
That 2014.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, yeah.
And the only Penrith player to have won a grand final was Appy Coruscant. At South. He was the hooker on that that day.
Yeah.
Because Isaac Luke got ruled out after
Didn't
He was in the semi-final and then he got ruled out.
Didn't he injure someone or did he get injured?
He got
Didn't he get suspended?
Suspended, yeah. He got suspended.
Is that the one where he took someone's legs out?
I can't remember, but Haaapy got caught in for the grand final.
Yeah, right.
And won the premiership.
Yeah, Souths are a great team, but why I say Penrith is like they've been pretty much the same team for like 3, 4, 5 years now and have been building towards a premiership. Like as far as think about like a startup, like with good product launch. This is like their make or break. Like they've been building to get this win, to get a premiership. Like because nothing matters up until a premiership.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look at their record and what they've done and how successful they've been, but it just doesn't like Storm. Storm not going to the grand final and obviously not winning, not being able to win. It's like that's a failure of a season to them.
Yep.
In a lot of ways.
Big time. Especially after the 19 or 20 in a row.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Penrith should win. They've just got a better side, like comprehensively.
Although they have a few, it looks like they have a more wounded team at the moment. There's a few injuries from the last couple. They had a like really tough first final against South, then against Para, then against Storm.
Oh fuck! I forgot South beat him, eh?
Yeah, South beat him in the first game.
What was the score in that?
16-10, I think.
Yeah.
So it'll be a very different game, though.
For sure.
And I think, but Penrith seem to be a little bit more wounded. Like Dylan Edwards has a bit of a niggle. Nathan Cleary has a few niggles. Pangai Jr. got ruled out. There's a few other guys that just have like little niggles. The
teams, there's not that much between them.
No.
It's going to come down to however they get coached.
Yep.
However, whatever game plan that the coaches come up with, and if the team can then keep the composure to execute it, because like when you're playing at this such a high of a level,
composure is a good word.
Yeah, and I'm not just talking about grand final. I'm talking about like these sort of teams, like because another team could have made it that's not of this caliber, and it's still like a high game, but it's like it's Cleary and Bennett. The football heads, the way they sort of like strategize the game and can create a plan around it and execute it, that'll ultimately be the difference, in my opinion.
I think like my head is saying Penrith, my heart is saying Rabbits.
Yeah,
I want Benji.
Yeah,
I want Benji to go out.
Yeah, no, I would like that.
I just reckon someone was saying
but at the end of the day, like it's a win for him already. To play for South and then to be going in a grand final
100%.
And playing a part in it, like not just being a bench player, but like 100%. Actually making a difference.
He's going to make a very big difference.
Yeah.
It's been 307 games since his last grand final.
How many games he's played?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I think that might have been his first
or second year or something.
Yeah, I think it was his first. It would have had to have been his first or second year.
He wouldn't have got 350 yet, would he?
Nah, he's like in the 330s or something, 337 or something.
Yeah, right.
That's so yeah, it was probably and he's probably just as relevant.
Yeah, and he's got like he's obviously not as quick, but he's as skillful.
Probably more skillful.
Yeah,
different kind of skill. They were talking about on the YKTR Sports Show. They were talking about how he's just got these different gears now. Like back in the day, it was all about speed, like everything fast.
Yeah.
But now he's got gears, like he knows how to go slow. And his slowness actually provides this smoothness, which provides his fastness.
Exactly.
Which,
But that's it. It's like running up to the line, slowly taking it in, making the right decision, bang.
Yeah.
Cut out pass, try.
Yeah.
Slow is smooth is fast.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Let's just
see, man. One thing that's really cool about growing up, and as you get older and you go further along your journey, you can relate and like understand other people's journeys a bit more, and you can appreciate them. Like you can really understand a bit, in a deeper level, like because you've gone through your own struggles and faced your own demons and your own hurdles and all that sort of stuff. Like for example, you got to watch the highlights of that boxing fight. Anthony
I will
Joshua
tonight,
lost.
100%. Why would you tell me that?
Well, you took too long. I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about it now. I didn't because I didn't know watching it, and like I didn't even know they were fighting.
So you didn't know watching it?
No.
So now I got to know watching it.
Yeah, but just watch it. It's a great boxing match. But and in his interviews after it, he's extremely composed. It's impressive just how he's definitely a little bit gutted. But because I think that was his first loss.
Did you see the interviews in the highlights, or do you have to go see them separately?
I watched them separately. But yeah,
You just ruined my fucking Friday night.
No, you ruined it.
I did not ruin it.
You weren't going to watch
dude,
it.
I've
If I didn't bring it up, you wouldn't have watched it.
Oh yeah, I've just had nothing on this week.
Yeah, but is it what you're just going to be like? Oh, what should I do right now? Oh, I'll just scroll back through our messages. Oh, I should watch that.
I do that all the
You're not
time
gonna- you
because I
wouldn't
know
have
that there's a
watched
lot of stuff that I need to catch up on in our text
Just
exchanges.
be honest with me. Did you have? I'm not even going to. I know you wouldn't have. Anyway,
What up?
I'm not to say you didn't want to.
Stop yelling.
But yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I can't remember if it was him, but because I watched a Tyson Fury interview as well, and just because when you were talking about Benji, it made me think like, damn man, that's probably like 15 years of playing at the highest level, and
A lot of shit you learn.
you got to appreciate that.
A lot of shit you learn. A lot of shit you see.
Yeah. Just
Talk about synthesizing.
Just stay at that higher level. Like it's just crazy. And fighters are the absolute peak of that because you only have you to rely on. Like a sports team, you know what I mean? You can have off days and you can have the boys carry the team. If you're a fighter, you never for 1 second can have an off moment.
Yeah, you can like not show up and then your team still manages to win
Yeah,
games.
exactly. You just get lucky, but like because even in fighting, your opposition isn't going to really make a mistake either.
Yeah,
it's really your war of attrition. Who can last longer?
Yeah,
and but watch that fight. It's so hectic.
I will.
It's just really impressive. It's a war. It's a battle, and
yeah, I can't wait.
You should watch interviews with him as well. He's like
from the fight. Interviews after it.
Yeah. I think he's like...
No, I'll do it.
No, he's like... I'm just saying... You think he's like Swedish or something like that. He's like... I think he might be from... Where's Lomachenko from? Ukraine?
Yeah.
I think he might be Ukraine.
I think so.
Do you say Ukrainian?
Ukrainian, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It sounds so weird, eh? Like alien. Ukrainian.
No.
You're Ukrainian.
It's not very nice.
But yeah, he lost he had like 4 titles or something. He loses them all. Yeah, no,
that's a bit shit.
Yeah, it's full on, man.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, it would suck.
Yeah.
Anyway, LOOTRS OT out later, belt.
Anyway, LOOTRS OT out later, belt.
No, that's us. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
This is a shit podcast. We can tell we haven't done it in a minute.
Why? No, I think the total opposite.
No, it was all right.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good, but we definitely have done better.
Let me know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. I swear, how long's that been, but it feels like it's been 2 hours.
An hour and 20.
Shit.
Yeah, we better go. I still got to drive home. Yeah. We still got to fucking clean this office.
Yeah, come on. Hurry up, wrap it up. Go say something.
All right. See ya. Peace.
Peace.